All right, welcome everyone to Citizens of the Frontier. This may be our 1 year anniversary show. We are joined by regular Sawdust on the Floor, Yazarian Thorga, um, and a special guest star of the Bigfoot Diaries and our Patreon supporter, Jay, who will be playing Erwin Roberts, and we'll see how that goes. Um, so, from what I hear, you've run a lot of Star Frontiers, but never actually gotten to play Star Frontiers. Is that correct?
That is that is correct. I've got my these things are falling apart. Um, it's funny. Lots of games with my usual group of players going. I got a group of guys that I've been playing with since fifth grade, and geez, I had to be about 35 years ago. And we do a lot of Call of Cthulhu and D20 Cthulhu and that sort of thing. But whenever I threaten a Star Frontiers game, they go rock scissors paper. Jay, do we really have to
No,
do
nobody
that?
wants to do that.
No, it's gotten tougher and tougher. But I steamroll them every
We're
once in a
we're out
while.
there. We're the fans are out there. I rediscovered the community about 2 years ago. So, you know, there's Star Frontiers as the Facebook group is. Frontiers is alive and alive and well. Okay, so we are venturing back to one of the most infamous locations in the campaign so far, the restricted zone Island of Ventura. Um, Now we do now at this point in the campaign, the Saurian presence on Ventura has been revealed, and the government has decided they're going to work with the Saurians in return for letting one of their colony ships settle throughout the archipelago. And one of their colony ships has about 125,000 Saurians on it, which would make, uh, which would suddenly make the Saurians the third largest race living in the solar minor system, second only to, of course, humans and Rusk. They would probably make up about 1/8 of the entire population of the system. But because they are restoring lands that have been not used, and they're bringing a lot of things to the defense of Solar Miner, and they've agreed to work with the government and abide by its laws, they're kind of opening to the idea. It's very touchy because there is a vocal minority of people who are anti-immigrant and you do not want the Saurians settling here. So they're trying to sway public opinion by showing what the Saurians have done in helping to restore the restricted zone. And by that, they are funding this nature documentary where they're going to study the thought to be extinct Fidelis ringtail, which you've discovered a breeding population, I believe, when they tried to attack you while you were raiding in the restricted zone. So you all find yourself in the city. Well, let me see if I can do this without screwing it up like I'm famous for. It's always dangerous doing this. Ha! I didn't mess it up. Okay. The island of Ventura. You find yourself landed in Hatola City, which the Saurians have been using for their capital, the center of their efforts. While you're here, there are loads of military and there's loads of politicians. There's a diplomatic group. So while you're flying in, there are other people flying in as well, and they're in high level meetings with the Saurians while this nature documentary is being filmed. You have been given, since it's a small team, you've been given a robot pilot and 3 film drones to film your efforts, and use of a air transport, which is kind of like a large truck with lots of equipment and a couple of full-size cages to bring back a specimen or two for the zoo, and everything you need to, enact this, trapping of the Fidelis ringtails. Now, where you're going to find them in Ventura, that's up to you. You may have to do some scouting and hunting. So when you land in, and you're going to be, and you're also with a Rusk. Hold on, let me not share my adventure. You're with a female Rusk named Gazag, that neither of you have worked with before. She is extremely fashionable, wearing a camouflage jumpsuit with lots of pockets. And you find out in conversation with her that in addition to being a leading ecologist, she is also a fashion designer. Because this is Solar Minor, and Rusk are allowed to take 2 more years at school to do whatever the hell they want, because the education system is standardized, and humans learn slower than Rusk. They're not more intelligent; they just retain information faster at a younger age. So instead of forcing the humans to learn faster, they let the Rusk take a lot of electives. Okay, you are on the island of Ventura. You are in the city of Hatola. You have use of an air transport, a robot that will obey all of your orders, drones that are going to be recording everything you do, and a Rusk ecologist who wants to take samples of everything everywhere you go to do an environmental study. The style of the show is that you're going to ignore the cameras. You're not going to play up to them. And then they're going to hire a voice actor to do narration and edit everything so it looks really cool. So it's best if you just, do what you're going to do without, hamming up for the cameras.
Yeah.
And the rest is up to you.
Now, Thorga, I had a question for you. Word on the street is you were attacked by my beloved Fidelis Clubtail at some point. That might be a good place for us to start.
That would be. They do wander, though. How long has it been since we were here last?
About
8 months. It's been a while.
Months. So it's been a while, but you're the expert. What I know, we could certainly go to the location where we were. I'm sure that you know what kind of areas they live in that. But,
yeah, I think I could pull up some information from some of my father's old data pad.
Okay, we're gonna make you roll because I did give you a pretty decent score.
I can't remember where we were.
Right.
I know we went across the continent. I don't remember exactly where we encountered them.
I think you actually encountered them in multiple places, but you pretty much made a point not to engage them.
Yeah, we tried to avoid.
And I've got a horrible headache and dealing with a terrible shuttle lag right now. So I'm gonna check.
Meaning you rolled over a 90, huh?
Oh,
hold on. I'll tell you what to roll in a minute. Don't roll until I tell you what
all
to
right,
roll.
I got it.
So, naming finder, survival making tools. Okay, I'm going to say roll an analyzing ecosystem, which is 30% plus 10 for your skill level.
Ooh, 87. Taking a look at my skills. Is that animal handling, Oscar?
No, that's analyzing ecosystem.
Yeah, it's not
Okay, so that's going to be a fail.
Now, these things really scatter sometimes when startled, Thorga.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, you're right. They really could be anywhere right now.
with all these people arriving, all these ships coming and going now, they've probably moved off. There's a
Right. So they're
thought.
probably nowhere near Hatola City.
So they're probably
So
somewhere away from the city. I'm just guessing. You're the expert. I'm thinking maybe they're away from the city somewhere remote.
so where do you? I'm gonna here's the cursor. Give me left, right, up, or down, and we're gonna pick a 5-hex grid to search.
Well, I like something. I like something near water. I'm thinking I'm thinking downward, southward. Maybe down in those deltas there.
So you want to do
Yeah.
a search kind of around this area.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe we could see sign of them from the air using the air transport.
Okay,
I think that might be a good place to start.
the robot is like a level 4, so he's pretty intelligent. He's a anthropomorphic Vrust robot. So he says, how high above, how low do you want me to fly when we do the search? Are you going to, how large are these creatures? What do you want for my speed? He's asking for us to specify the height and the altitude and the speed of the search grid.
Well, I'm thinking maybe 50 kilometers an hour will do the trick. How big of a creature is this?
I would think that it's probably the size of an adult female lion.
Oh,
Okay, this is looks like, are we looking at plains here, wooded area?
This is kind of like rolling plains. The really dark green here would be forests and rainforest, but here you've got the flood plains, lots of grass, like lots of tall grass and ruins of old plantations and old farms. Because this area was very heavily settled.
Maybe 50 meters above the ground would do the trick. If we have plains and we're looking at herd animals here, we could. I think that'd be a great idea. Look for sign of them.
Okay, and remember you have the whole plan is to set up an area where you can erect, a spring-loaded fence to trap the entire pack in, and then stun as many individuals as you can, making sure you capture the adult female.
Got it.
Okay, and a pack can be anywhere between 4 and 9 4 to 10 individuals. All right, so you set out in the air car. The Rusk asks if she could land. Briefly, she sees a very overgrown farm, and she says, I see a lot of native plants have started growing in among the old crops. This would be a great place to do a quick survey of how the ecosystem is evolving from being, an agricultural center to being let run wild for like 30 years. She says, it'll just take an hour.
Thorga.
We should probably send up a drone though if we're going to do that. Sorry, go ahead, Erwin.
I was gonna say I'm gonna defer to you on this, having been on this island before.
We get surprised a number of times when we were here before, so I'm thinking that's fine if we do this, but we should maybe send up one of those drone type robots to keep an eye on
the
things
drones.
approaching
The
us.
drones follow you guys around and film everything you do. They're not like spy drones. They're like the TV. They're the reality TV drones.
Even better.
Now, are we getting a feed from these things?
No, it's all being recorded because if any of you die, they don't want that broadcast live.
No, that's fantastic. Can we see anything? Are these drones could we use them for surveillance purposes, or they're just kind of things that? All right,
But they're just recording. You have no way to to see what they're recording unless you go back, plug them into a computer, and ask for a playback.
Thorga, I got a great set of binoculars. I imagine you've been outfitted with the same.
Yeah, you bet. I guess we're on
Okay,
top of the
as
ship
you
looking
are,
around.
so do you decide to land at this farm, or do you tell her you're gonna have to wait until another time?
I don't see problem with it. Do you, Erwin?
No, and I'm thinking about great TV because this expedition is being funded.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, you got to start slow. We got to start let them do their little bits and let them keep them happy. Then when we want them to do something, they'll be a little less likely to say no.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. That way, when we're tackling this, actually, we can't tackle the alpha. I think it's a great idea, Thorga.
Okay, so you land at this farm just out, maybe like 4 or 5 hexes south of Hatola City. And she's wandering around, darting here and there, really excited, like running up to this tree, taking a whole bunch of readings. And so she goes, "Oh, look," and she runs into this building.
The building part is interesting. Okay.
Well, she wants to see, and she points out that you see all these mosses that are reclaiming the structure. And basically she's like, "Oh, I had no idea they were so aggressive when left to their own devices. These would usually be weeded out." So she's like totally engrossed in her studies and her, her survey of the area. And I need both of you to roll a perception check.
Okay. Because if she starts running into a building without looking, I'm probably going to be saying to her, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing it until we've cleared it for you."
Oscar, what is my perception here?
Hold on.
I'm taking a look at the sheet. Is that an intuition check?
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of the things I'll be changing.
I made it by 10.
Gnarly. I got a 1. So
okay.
We watched her going into a building. We're kind of calibrating some things and stuff, and it's like,
okay, she goes into a building and is completely oblivious, and she's moving around in it, and as she's kind of like moving around inside the building, you hear her knock over, some old like pot or pan or something comes clattering in. And from the brush on the other side of the building, you see like 4 or 5 large figures kind of raise their necks above the waist-high grasses. And you see... one second.
These are not clubtails.
No, they are not.
No roll needed. Okay.
They are another native animal.
Space Diplodocus.
These are frilled hornworms. These are those.
Oh.
These are those large inchworm type creatures that you found in the far north. Except these are the smaller, more tropical version of them. So instead of being the size of elephants, they're more like the size of large buffalo.
Are they not? They're an endangered species too, or a protected species.
No, they are not. They've been heavily domesticated and they're used as meat. But these look very different than the domesticated one. It's kind of like the difference between a domestic pig and a 7th generation wild boar, feral pig. That's almost a wild boar at this time. They're not endangered, but they can be dangerous up close.
Yeah.
And she startled a pack of them.
Now, Thorga, you've had some experience with these. She's in a building. Can they knock a building over?
They can get into a building through a door for sure. We should try to get between her and them, I think.
Okay, so do you want to run up and interpose yourselves between her and the frilled island hornworms?
In a cautious way, I would be saying yes, as cautious as we can.
Okay, you start
time.
approaching the the frilled hornworms, and you see 3 of the larger ones form like a semicircle, and put like one really large one and 2 small ones behind them, and they start trumpeting, and they flay their frills in a threat display as they stomp their front feet, but they don't charge.
It's the whole family. Now, the Thorga, I've never encountered one of these on my own. This does make good.
The chronochrome goes off, and it's Gazag, and she goes, by the gods, what should I do? Should I run? Should I stay in the hut? Should I stay in the hut? Help me out here.
Stay put, I think, is a great idea. And I'm going to try one of these things that my father, the great Steve Roberts, would often do in this. I am going to attempt to do a frilled call of some sort to see, and not the mating one.
Gotcha.
And not the presenting one, but maybe something to kind of cool things off. And
all right, and I think there's actually a skill for that in environmental.
I have survived animal handling, athletics, survival.
Okay, we're gonna ignore that. We're just giving you the basic environmental skills. So you have. All right, so give me a roll. I'm going to say, at your level, you've got what's your level for this? What did I give you in this? Like level 3, level 4?
I am not seeing. Okay, environmentalist, zoologist. I'm seeing animal handling 4, athletics 3, survival 3. So I'm guessing it's either a 4 or a 3.
Okay, roll your environmental. That's
Don't see the environmental.
All right, and roll your. I'm sorry, I got your character here. Roll your animal handling.
Animal handling. Whoop 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 whoop. Yeah, 65% of 51. I'm feeling pretty confident with this whole thing. Whoop 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 whoop. I'm bending my neck.
Okay. You're pretending to be a rival group of frilled hornworms. You're doing the call. They seem confused by it. But the large one turns towards the side and then calls, and the small ones scurry after it, and the large one lumbers away. And then, like, one of the 3 moves away, the other moves away, and the last one makes a charge. Now, I need you to roll your animal handling again to see if this is a mock charge or if this is a real charge.
Well, with an 89, I couldn't tell you what it was.
Okay, so what's your gut tell you? You're not sure if this one is going to attack the naturalist or if it's just making a big threat display as the others withdraw. And Thorga, there's no time to act. There's no time to you either act or you don't, and Erwin, you either act or you don't. You can't coordinate.
I assume he knows what he's doing. I'm like, he knows. Well,
so you're going to hold, and whatever he does, you're going to do too, right?
That's what I'm going with. Yeah.
I'm going to step in and screech and give it my, what would Daddy do? I'm going to give it a good screech, arch my back, give it some good stuff, and I'm going to say, Thorga, do your thing.
Okay. So he runs up and makes a threat display as this thing comes charging in. Thorga, are you joining him in that?
What the heck? It seems like he knows what he's doing.
You run up and you scream at and it stops in a cloud of dust and turns aside, it kind of halts half charge and then skips and does a half jump where it changes direction and then runs after the rest of the pack. It does not attack.
Thorga, I've diffused 4 fights at stag parties with that.
right. As they're running away, you see that the largest one is lagging slightly behind, and you see that it has weird chemical burns all over its rear section. It looks like it's been badly hurt. It's definitely making the pack lag behind.
I want to take a. I'm thinking about my beloved clubtail, which I know has a heck of a. I want to see if this is something biological in nature, or if it's a fence that could have been, or electrostun or something miserable like that.
It does not look like electric burns. It looks like chemical burns.
Oh, it's not coming towards us, Thorga. It might be time to have pockets come out of there.
Okay, she comes rushing over, and she goes, "All right, I think I'm done with the survey of this site. I'm not going to be wandering off again. I'll stay closer."
Yeah, I think in future, let us maybe clear an area a little bit before you do that for your own safety.
You got it. So roll your environmental, Erwin.
Great place for a commercial break, I would think. And I made it.
You think that with this large wounded bull, it's the kind of thing Fidelis Clubtails would be tracking, because it's large and it's slow and it's already wounded.
Might be a good idea to. So, how big is this fence that we have, Thorga?
It's kind of like it's kind of like a 5-meter sphere. It'll cordon off a pretty decent area.
And the clubtails are carnivorous. Is that the point?
Yeah, they're omnivorous, but they do they will hunt when the opportunity arises.
Hornworms.
Yeah, they do eat hornworms.
Perhaps this thing has been attacked by them in the past. We might want to knock this thing out somehow.
Use it as bait?
Maybe, but the
So I'm not a naturalist.
Let's see how far he lags behind before we.
Well, the pack is going. If you start tracking him, and I guess that you are, you see that the pack is slowing their pace to match his. They don't want to abandon him. So roll your animal handling.
Made it 5.
While this bull is alive, the pack won't abandon him.
So the last thing we want to do is stun him, knock him out, tackle him, that sort of thing.
Right, but the Fidelis Clubtails, if they came upon a dead hornworm, it would be even better than a live hornworm, because they wouldn't have to kill it. They're not above scavenging. So he would still be effective bait, dead or alive.
Well, you're the naturalist. You know this stuff. I'm kind of not really listening. If this is all in your head. So
now this is definitely all in my head. All right, so I know enough about television shows where nobody's going to want to see me kill a wounded animal.
You can always edit it out.
Might want to track this for a while, especially if me, you, and Pockets can get that fence with us.
The fence is going to take a while to set up. You'd have to lure the clubtails into an area. Like, you would have to set up that as a trap.
Okay. You seem to make the noises. Do you know the noises that a clubtail? Oh, you know the noises of the hornworm. Perhaps you could record them and amplify them, like hornworm in distress or something like that.
That might be a good idea. I worry about upsetting the rest of this herd, quite honestly. We could amplify them using the system on our air transport. That might be a better idea, although the scent of a one of these dead worms would certainly speed things up.
The robot calls in and says, "You're leaving the area. Should I hover above you? Should I follow? Should I remain on station?" And Gazag says, "I do not want to follow these things. I'm not. All she has is a sonic stunner." She says, "Would it be okay if I waited in the air transport?"
I think that's a great idea.
She retires to the air transport. Do you want to follow these things on foot for a while and let the air transport kind of hover behind you, or do you want to have the leave the air transport here? You don't know if being followed by an air vehicle would spook the herd.
How fast do they move? Are they like?
They're not very
lumbering,
fast creatures. They'll charge short distances, but they're not very speedy creatures.
We can outrun these. Chances are we're going to want to be airborne once we do find the club tails and take out the alpha, because
Maybe
we're not
follow them and they can leapfrog.
Okay, roll tracking.
Thorga, how's your tracking?
I don't think I have a tracking.
You can roll environment. You can roll. Actually, just roll your INT.
What?
To just keep pace.
I have survival, but my INT is better. That's good. I got 18. That's good.
Okay, you're following the hornworms. And they're moving very cautiously. Like you see the one of them is kind of staying near the large wounded male who seems to be in pain. And you rolled like really low, right, Thorga?
Yes.
Right before you suddenly start to hear some rustling, like in the grasses around, like just ahead of the horntails, and the horntails, the hornworms don't hear it yet, and then they hear it and they all go alert and they're all like perked up, and you realize that the surrounding area has gone deathly quiet.
I'm going to radio to Gazag on the old chronocrom to maybe have the pilot take our boat up higher, maybe another 25, 30 meters.
Okay. The pilot reports down and says, "Infrared's picking up something about 10 meters ahead of the pack. It's about the size that you were describing for a Fidelis clubtail, maybe a little larger. It's hard to tell from the underbrush."
Oof. We can't set up the fence now. It's too late.
I could.
No, it would take like a half an hour to set up a fence.
Yeah.
And again, you'd have to set it up in a ring.
Yeah.
We're probably going to wind up having to knock this thing out and evacuate it in the air car somehow.
I think so.
At this point, because they are probably not tracking us. They are probably tracking that poor bugger that's ahead of us with all the wonderful burns.
Yeah.
What happens is there's a sudden flash of movement. All of the horntails scatter. The large wounded one kind of like moves about slowly, and he just gets blindsided by something and knocked over. And you just hear it roaring in pain, and you just see like blood and tissue flying. As a large carnivore is now like on top of this thing, just rending it. And Thorga, you've seen one of these things before in real life. Yeah. And Erwin, you've seen them, but only on holovids and historical documentaries about the Second Sathar War. It's a quick death.
Oh,
It's one of the remaining Sathar attack monsters that's roaming around in the hills of Ventura.
we should back away.
I'm with you on that.
Okay, roll your dex to back quietly away from the quick death. If either one of you fails, it's gonna detect you.
I'm very sorry to say that was a 95.
Okay, you step on a cat, and who put a cat out here? I have no idea. But you and the quick death kind of like turns up from the creature, stares at you, and this like, and while having it's all four eye stalks locked on you, spends the round just digging its claws into this thing and finishing it off. But its eyes are locked on you, on the two of you. The pilot says, do you want me to put down? Do you want to make a run for it?
Yes.
Okay, the air transport begins descending about 5 meters behind you, and the back is opened, so you'll have to make a run and a running dive into the back of this thing to avoid it if you choose to run. It's going to be an initiative modifier if that's what you guys want to do. It hasn't moved, but the minute you guys like twitch or turn, you think it may charge, so it's going to be an IM check. If you guys beat it in IM, I'll allow you the opportunity to get to the air car before it can close.
Question. If I were to toss a doze grenade at it first, would that give us a better chance? Or is that a bad idea? I'm just thinking, should I do this?
It's too large for a single doze grenade to take down. It's got more than 100
Okay.
and more than 100 stamina points.
Okay,
It would need at least 2 doze grenades to even be a check.
Okay.
So you'd both have to throw doze grenades and pray.
Erwin, do you have any doze grenades?
I do have a doze grenade. I think.
Or should we run?
I don't think it's a bad idea to run with grenade in hand. But
all right,
let's run. Let's run.
Roll
Okay.
your initiative modifiers. I'm running, so roll 1d10, add your IM. Oh boy, you guys may survive. I rolled a 1. It goes on 9.
Ooh, 8.
With
So
your
I'm
IM
rolling-
modifier?
Yeah, I rolled a 3. Add the 5 to that. It's an 8.
Okay. Thorga?
You rolled. I blew that. I rolled like an 86 unless I'm rolling wrong.
No, it's 1d10, and then you add your IM
Oh,
modifier.
1d10? Oh, good.
Yes.
I'll roll again a different die just to make it fair. A 4. And my IM modifier is +5.
Okay.
Well, they can edit out you pulling my card out.
He rolls a 9, you roll a 9, and Erwin rolls an 8.
Just like Dad.
Okay, this may be a real short game. Okay,
Those
so
grenades.
No.
you do have an inertia suit on, right? Skin suit.
I have a fantastic military skin suit.
I have
Yes,
a military skin suit as well. Yes.
that's good. That's good for half, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not always. It's not great for half. It's good for half.
It overtakes him and lands right on top of him, knocking him to the ground. 10, 25, 39, 41 points of damage.
Does my skin suit? Does my skin suit? Is that before or after?
That's before. So your skin suit absorbs half of that damage.
Just like the Discovery Channel. All right. So what was that damage again?
Hold on.
40.
Wait a minute. 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's say 45. 44. So 22 and 22.
All right. Just like Dad, I'm underneath this thing get chewed apart. I'm alive.
What do you guys want to do?
Am I down or am I still up?
You can still act.
Okay. I am gonna continue if I can get there within the next 6 or 8 seconds. I think I can't. I won't survive another one of those. I'm gonna keep running. I'm getting eaten alive by a thing, by something horrible left behind for less
Okay,
seconds.
Thorga, what do you want to do? If you fire at it won't pursue him.
Mm-hmm.
It'll at least get it off of him. But then you won't be able to make it to the air car.
Oh,
the air transport.
Well, he is the new guy. I guess I'll fire at it.
Okay, give me an attack.
All right. 0-1.
That's a fantastic roll.
Okay, what were you shooting? The electrostunner, the auto rifle?
I was thinking the electrostunner.
Okay, I'm guessing not on stun.
Not on stun, no.
Okay, give me 4d10.
I'll roll all ones. 5, 5 and 7. And 6, 18, 19, 22.
Okay, you shock it for 22. It like flinches, turns towards you. So it is now a new round. Erwin, you're going to take it's not going to be attacking you because its attention is now on Thorga. Are you going to continue running to the air transport?
I am going to run like a cheetah.
Okay, you get onto it, bleeding profusely. Thorga, it's going to go before you can go. Oh no, actually, you go before it goes.
Okay. Now it's between me and the ship. Is that the deal?
It's kind of perpendicular. If you run for it, he's going to get an attack. If he misses, you're on it, and the thing can pull off, and you can leave this thing behind.
I guess that's my choice, run or fight, so I guess I might as well run.
Okay, you run.
Pulling a doze grenade pin out with my teeth and dropping it as it's behind. No, just...
And I roll, out of its 70% chance to hit, a 93. So you leap onto the back of the air car. It starts,
it probably takes
the air
my
transport.
boot off.
You start pulling it off. It like leaps and then crashes to the ground, snarling. And then the air car turns and starts peppering the area below it with military heavy machine gun fire.
I like this pilot.
And drives it off.
Oh, jeez. Well, what have we learned?
There's all sorts of great unprotected species living in this area.
Everything is not what we're looking for. Yeah.
Now
let's get some medical aid.
Yeah, that might make things tough for future settlers as well. So why don't we get that in the?
Okay. Are you going to head back to Hatola City?
We should probably start again. Yeah, we'll go. I think that because you need medical treatment.
You go back. He's given major surgery to close up the wounds in his back, and the Saurians are elated. And they say it's the first sighting of Leo in like almost a year. They've been hunting. He says, when we first got here, there were 4 quick deaths identified by our drone scans. And we've managed to hunt down 3 of the 4. This is the last quick death in Ventura. We've been hunting this guy for over a year.
Have they watched the footage yet off camera?
They say, wow, you guys are lucky to be alive.
Well, Thorga really did a number on this thing. So if you're really still hunting him, now's your time.
We can't. We're handling all of the security for the, for the whole conference. But if the two of you would be willing to hunt him down and destroy him, we would pay handsomely to have this threat finally eliminated.
How you feeling, Erwin? Up for a hunt, or are you not a hunting type?
They're willing to actually give you like a bandolier of like 4 fragmentation grenades.
Let's take him. I mean, we know what they eat now. Besides humans, they really do like these giant inchworms. Yeah, hornworm. I don't think it's a bad idea to take those frag grenades with us, because we're going to have to go back out there and see what we can do.
Okay. At this point, your producer calls you and said, "We just reviewed the footage of the quick death attack. We had no idea there were such dangerous creatures there. We also recorded your conversation with the Saurians saying they want you to hunt this down. We definitely want footage of this hunt."
It's turned into a different kind of nature documentary now.
Well, I don't feel so bad about this one, because this thing is going to make life hard for all.
Right, and it doesn't belong here. It's not part of the local ecosystem. It's
an invasive species.
Okay, so at this point, the Saurians are willing to loan you any weapons or equipment you may need. They actually give you a civilian pilot, one of their Saurians who's a pilot and a medic, just in case.
There's a good plan.
And the Rusk wants no part of a quick death hunt.
Well, let's go do it.
So at first light, you could probably pick up its trail. You don't know what its hunting range is or what its habits are, but if you make an INT check, you may be able to pick up his trail and start tracking him.
So Gizag did stay behind?
Yeah, she says, "I'm not until this thing is." I was terrified of the frilled hornworms, and I petted one of those when I was a kid at a petting zoo. So there's no way I'm going out into the forest where there's a freaking quick death roaming around on the island.
We'll make it safe.
All right, is there any additional equipment you guys want to requisition from the army here?
Maybe some sort of rifle that we might be able to mount somewhere. Well, you know what? As long as the pilot here knows how to operate those machine guns on the bottom of the air transport, this doesn't have to be pretty.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I have an auto rifle, but it's not as. I mean, what is my background?
I mean, you could carry a heavy machine gun, but you would have to set it up on a tripod to use it. Like, it's not like a squad assault weapon. It's like, you would need to carry it and spend around, setting it up before you could use it. But if you wanted a heavy machine gun, you could. If you wanted like some form of heavy weapon, you could.
Yeah. Well, we might as well take it. They're offering it to us. If we don't use it, we don't use it.
We can take
it. But again,
you can't shoot the thing.
For a heavy machine gun, you'd need projectile weapons.
I do.
Which I believe Thorga is proficient.
I do. I am.
And I believe. Give me a second. Okay. Guess what guess what heavy weapons Gyrojet skill allows you to use?
What's that?
Rocket launchers.
Oh, those are fantastic and terribly devastating.
So they're willing to loan you a rocket launcher with 3 rockets.
Let's take it.
Let's take it all. Yeah.
Okay. So the two of you are going out. Erwin, you've got the RPG. and 3 rockets on your back. Thorga, you're lugging the heavy machine gun with the tripod. It's loaded in such a way that if you like dove prone and it's got the front tripod, you'd be able to use it the very next round. But it's not the kind of weapon you could fire while you're standing. You would need to be you need to have it mounted.
Prone or mounted. Okay, got it.
And Erwin, it is not recommended to travel with the rocket launcher loaded.
That's okay. Yeah, I didn't think it was a good idea either.
Okay, so it is
Especially
the next
while we're
morning.
in transport.
The Saurian pilot takes you to where the attack took place. You still see the blood stains from Erwin the night before. What do?
Well, I'm going to try to differentiate my own blood stains from the blood stains of the.
Easy. The quick death bleeds silver.
Okay.
But he's not bleeding because it was an electric shock attack.
Okay. I think we should take a look here. I mean, we're looking for a quick death, but at the same time, we were originally.
It's very easy to find because he dragged away the large hornworm.
Let's see if there's any sign of a clubtail here also, because I'm still
no clubtail tracks. So it's easy to
they
follow.
probably take off when they can.
It's easy to follow. It looks like he's heading towards the forest because he's dragging this creature that's like 3 times his size through the brush.
Now, Thorga, he didn't seem terribly upset that that when the air transport rolled down to pick us up. So, how hard would it be to track while hovering in this thing?
Well, the problem is it's a forest, right? We can probably once you get to the forest, we're not going to be able to see inside.
Yeah, we can go as far
as soon as you get to the forest, the air car is going to be not going to be able to rescue you, and it's not going to be able to add support, which is probably why he's heading for the forest because he was just shot from the air.
So we're both going to need about a round. We're both going to need a good amount of time when encountering this thing to set up our equipment to take it out.
So we got to properly track and hunt, not just go crashing through the brush. All right.
Let's go in, make sure the drones are following us, even though I'm not looking at these things.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're heading into the forest. The air car says, "Are you sure you guys want to go in there? Because I'm not going to be able to track you."
Just you can track our location though, right? So you can.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to see you. I can hover above you, and if there's an emergency, I could drop a line. If you guys scramble up, but I'm not going to be able to add any kind of support unless you want me firing blindly into the trees, where I'd be as dangerous to you as I would be it.
Yeah, that's not likely. No, not a good idea.
Okay, so you track this thing for about 3 hours. And then the tracks just stop at a set of really large trees. I need everybody to roll their intuition.
Nope.
Yes.
90s.
All right, you see the partially eaten corpse of the frilled hornworm, like 20 meters up, draped over several branches of this massive tree, and the tree is like covered with claw marks.
No, brother.
It's his tree.
Somehow he dragged this thing up a tree and has been eating it.
Thorga.
And you see that like a lot of the trees in this area have similar claw marks.
Okay,
I'm good at climbing.
They've said they've already taken out, the Saurians have taken out 3 of these.
Mm-hmm. Well, they took out 2. The last group took out 1.
Okay, well, you're good at climbing. It might be a good idea for at least one of us to load up a weapon.
Yes. So how say you load up your rocket launcher, and I'll climb up not this tree, but another tree nearby. So
this round, Erwin, you're loading your rocket launcher.
Yeah, so I can put it. Yep, I'm taking it out. I'm putting it together. I'm putting it on my shoulder.
All right, Thorga, you're going to start climbing a nearby tree.
Nearby. I don't want to be right. The opposite side of the tree, maybe, so in case I encountered it, I'm maybe potentially, possibly hidden.
It's going to be hard to use this weapon without a stable platform to use it.
Yeah. No, maybe I should leave it on the ground so I can climb better. Does that not make, and just carry my regular weapon for now?
It's up to you. Not my choice.
Well, if you say it needs a stable platform, I can't just hold onto it and fire it.
Now, do you happen to have any sort of stunning weapon with you, Thorga?
I have an electroshock stunner thing. Yes.
Okay, so you nailed him.
That's what I used on him before. Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed him yesterday.
All right, I need both of you to roll an INT.
Well, that's a pass. I got a 4.
Oh, that's a pass as well. Feel great.
You hear it moving in the area.
The trees or the ground?
He failed his 70% chance remain unseen. So he's alerted you that he is probably within 100 meters. He's definitely within this, somewhere in this clearing. You're not sure if he's on ground level. You're not sure if he's moving through the tree canopy, but this is an area with a lot of cover and a lot of very thick, large trees, and the terrain definitely favors him.
It's time to start squinting.
Well, I can see because it's dark. I can see better in the dark.
Yeah, you can pull your goggles.
So you take your visor off and you activate your night vision.
Yeah.
Your eyes immediately adjust to the dim canopy. Okay. Did you guys, either one of you, make your INT? Or
I think we
both did?
Yeah, both of us did. Yep.
Okay. All right, you both see movement as he's charging in.
Ooh.
And he's charging through the canopy. He's literally, he's in the upper canopy. He's like 2 trees over and probably like 20 meters ahead. And he's going for Thorga, as Thorga is halfway up to the branch he was heading for. So he's too far away to attack this round, so you guys have a free round of attacks on him before he closes.
Now, what is his range? I know with the rocket launcher, any gyrojet weapon, there's a certain amount of.
You're within regular range. You're within short range.
Well, let's go with it.
Yeah, you're all jumped from tree to tree. So
Okay, you're already up in the tree somewhat, right?
Yeah, so you're going to jump and glide away before he hits you.
I'll draw him away so you see. Yeah, I'll draw him away so you have a chance to shoot at him.
Okay, there's a plan. Erwin, you can fire, and Thorga, you're going to jump out of this tree and glide to another one. Correct?
I am. Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to be in this blast radius.
All right, give me a roll to hit.
Just rolling my dex.
These things do 15d10 points of damage.
Yikes.
I did not get a bead on him.
The rocket, blasts, explodes behind him.
Well, at least it didn't go up and hit our air truck. So that's good. Knocked him out of the tree. Thorga, you dive away, and there's a blast of fire above you that temporarily blinds you. You manage. Give me a dex check.
Now's the dex check. 24. Yes, that's a pass.
Okay, you're able to get your hands out in front of you before you hit the tree trunk you were gliding towards, and you manage to not get blown off course. So the quick death is not injured, and then lands cat-like on its feet. 30 meters away from the guy with the smoking empty rocket launcher.
He did it.
Party's round. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, I am Captain Reload.
You're like
you're
a musket
reloading.
guy. You're like quickly reloading the rocket launcher as fast as you can. He's charging at you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, and and the entire time I'm thinking about my father's last moments.
Okay, Thorga, what do you want to do?
I want to try to distract it somewhat, so that maybe it hesitates before it gets to him. So I'm going to run. If it's moving towards him, I'm going to sort of run diagonal away from him, and maybe can I fire while I'm running?
Yes, but not the heavy machine gun. You can fire your
No,
own.
I want to fire my electro stunner just
So
randomly.
you want to glide over its head and shoot it with the electro stunner to try and draw its attention.
Yes.
Kind of like the little bird on the elastic string for the cat.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
I like everything you just said.
My cats catch those all the time.
I know, that's what I'm worried about.
Okay, go for it.
I did not make that.
Remember, okay, well, yeah, all right.
It was a good idea. If it worked.
All right, you fire down as you're gliding, and you like fire right in front of it, and it just leaps up and latches
Like a
on
cat.
and pulls you right out of the air.
Oh, I hate this.
5. Oh, I rolled like crap. 10,
It probably is enjoying this now because it's just like a cat playing with something.
20, 23 points of damage.
Does my skin
Yeah,
suit
skin
take
suit
half
takes
of that?
12 of that.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
you got off easy.
Wow.
Except now he can't fire the rocket launcher because you're within, you're literally toe to toe with the quick death.
I'm trying to get away.
Yeah, I am gonna yell, "Run, Thorga, run, get away!" I mean, I think I'm still trying to get this old Butterfingers trying to get this thing into the tube.
Oh, you got it reloaded.
Okay.
Whatever the fastest direction I can go in to get away from it, I will try.
Okay, now
Even if I use electrostunner as like a propulsion device and fire it.
hold on. Let me. We're gonna do some cinematic nonsense for a second, okay? I need to look up the blast radius of this rocket launcher.
I've been looking at it too, and I'm just assuming it's something like a grenade or something.
Okay, Thorga. If you make
Yes.
a reaction speed check, you can run and make a diving slide behind a large fallen stump, like kind of like a fallen log. That should give you cover from the blast radius.
Okay.
That's if he hits it.
If he hits, I was thinking that too.
Right.
Now, reaction speed check. So I roll against my speed? Is that it?
Well, you guys were going before it, so it's RS.
Oh, I see.
RS.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's your RS score. So if you want to do that, you can clear it. But then again, if he misses, he could hit you. I mean, that rocket could hit the stump you're trying to hide behind. You're assuming he's going to hit.
I'm assuming he's going to hit. I rolled a 20 out of. Yep.
So he clears your field of fire, dives behind this stump. The quick death immediately starts chasing after him like a cat with a mouse. This is your shot.
Oh, brother! So
you're like tracking him with the rocket launcher,
and there's a
blaze of glory.
Here it comes. Either I'm going to kill him or he's going to kill you.
11. Roll 15d10.
Well done.
Oh my gosh.
And he's been wounded for, what'd you hit him for yesterday? 22,
24, somewhere around there.
So even if you rolled all 10s, I don't think you could kill him this round, but you're definitely going to get some of the way there, if not most of the way there, depending on your roll.
67. 67.
Boom. It must not be happy.
Okay. You hit it with the rocket launcher, and it stops in its tracks, and it like shakes it off. And there's a big gaping hole in the side of it, and it flicks its tail at you, Robert Irwin.
Oh no! Oh, and I did not replace or repair my ski suit yesterday either. I
Okay.
I failed to mention that. I failed to do that.
That might hurt you. Okay. A volley of poison darts hits you, and you take it is a deadly, quick acting poison, but it doesn't last long. So you take 10 points of damage from the poison immediately as it starts coursing through your system. And you'll take another 10 points next round and then next round until however long it wears off. As an animal expert, you know that the poison doesn't last long, but it usually doesn't have to because it does so much. It does so much damage. It's not enough to kill a full-grown man. But you know, like a child would easily succumb to this level of poison dart.
Okay, so it is.
So it just stops. It flings darts at you. You're hit. And that's all it can do this round.
So I take 10 from that. Goes right through the ski suit. The do any damage from the punctures themselves, or it's all poison all the time?
It's all poison.
All right. Ooh, it burns. It burns.
You can both go. It's still here.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pop from around the tree and fire my my auto rifle on whatever causes the most damage.
Okay. Full burst plus 20 to hit, and that'll be 5d10.
Okay, so remind me because it's been a while. My to hit with the automatic weapon is 43.
53.
But I have 2 for 63. Okay.
Right, because it's you get the plus 20 for full burst.
31. 31.
That'll do it.
Is my roll. So I roll 5 die 10.
Right.
10, 13, 27.
Okay.
That's a pretty average bit of damage.
How much did you do?
27.
27. Okay. You do see as the bullets are hitting it, they are slowing, and a few of them are ricocheting off. So it does have skin that's absorbing inertial damage.
Okay.
Which is probably why it weathered the rocket so well.
Okay.
All right. At this point, Thorga, it rushes towards you and attacks. But as it's attacking, it's more like a swipe of its claw as it's trying to knock you out of the way and move, kind of like bum rush past you. Like you think he might be trying to give up the fight. So it's a glancing blow for 28 points of damage.
So 14. Glancing
14.
blow.
It is. They don't call it a quick death for nothing.
Jeez. Okay. 14. Okay. Well, I'm down to 9. So after I take off the skin suit, half. Okay.
Wow.
Party's around. It is trying to flee.
You know what? I was originally going to be. I'm gonna start reloading. If it's trying to flee, there's no need going in with the vibra knives or that sort of thing.
Okay,
And
you start reloading, and you may get another shot next round if it hasn't, if you haven't lost sight of it. Thorga, what are you going to do?
Oh, if it's taken off, I'm going to shoot at it. Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
with
what we're
what?
here for.
Auto
My
rifle.
auto
again?
rifle again.
Go for it.
nice.
29. So that is also a hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 23, 24. 24. Again, average. Average damage on 5 die 10.
You get a few shots with that.
No, he's going full auto. So
That's a
he's
burst.
Burst.
Fantastic.
Okay. It jumps up into a tree and starts kind of like, leaping from branch to branch through the upper canopy, getting further away and higher up than you guys are. It's definitely fleeing this area, and it's kind of calling out. It's making a weird mewling call that you haven't heard done before. So you guys can get one more round of attacks on it before you lose sight of it. If you do hit it with a rocket, it's quite likely you're going to knock it out of the tree.
I will try with the rocket unless Thorga is going first.
No, you go right ahead. I'm sort of adjusting my position because I'm injured.
And I missed.
Okay,
That was my last rocket.
Well, I will shoot at it again. 53. What the heck is my to hit? I know that. Oh, you said 63. So 53, 63. That is a hit.
Okay.
Again. 5 die 10. 4, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, 23. Again, average damage. God.
All right. You lose sight of him in the tree line.
Grr.
Do you want to track after him, or do you want to call it a day?
Thorga, you are pretty banged up, is the word.
I am pretty banged up, but I'm worried we're going to lose it now.
And it's
But
bleeding.
it's trying to get away from us.
Now it's bleeding silver. We might be able to move faster. I've got nothing here that I don't
Saurian
have.
the Saurian that's in the air car above you is a medic. You could pause the hunt and get patched up a bit.
Let's do that.
And then,
Then we'll track it some more.
So he drops a line. The medic patches you up. It takes about an hour. Thorga, you get 20 points back.
How much poison did I take?
On the second round, you took 10 more points.
Yep.
And on the third round, you took 10 more points.
I'm in pretty ugly shape here too.
Okay, the medic is able to treat you for the poison, and you give you back 20 points.
Okay, I was going to say I'll take another hit of that juice. Thank you.
And they replace both of your military skin suits.
Okay, great.
That's good.
All right, so do you want to continue this?
This is as good as it's gonna get, Thorga. I think.
Might as well.
I am out of rockets, but I do have gyrojet.
Okay.
Gyrojet.
I've got my auto rifle, and we have the machine gun.
Okay.
So do you head back to exactly where the battle had taken place?
Let's do that and track it.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have a hard time tracking this.
You start to find some very odd tracks. It looks like the creature came back to this ring of trees, rooted around at the base of this tree for a while, and then left. Like you see signs of digging.
Interesting.
Maybe we got to put a shovel in the ground, see what the heck it was doing. That is pretty strange. It seems like weird behavior. Everything in
you dig through it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you find 3 quick death eggs.
Ooh.
And it looks like at least 2 have been removed.
Oh, we need to report that back.
Wait, so 3, so 2. Okay, so I think we ought to maybe put these in the old burlap sack and send them up the well to the air transport.
Rope. Yeah.
Okay. He immediately puts them in a freeze field.
Yeah.
And they were like, and you found signs of at least 2 more eggs in the nest?
Yeah. At least 2 more. Jeez.
Okay. She's
That means
probably
there's some mated pair.
the quick death has probably moved the nest since you've attacked it in its lair. And they say, now we know why it's been laying low for 2 years.
Well, we got a job to do.
All right. It's been bleeding, so it's clear, the clear trail. And again, it's going deeper into the forest. So now it's this is where you hit it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of going in this direction.
All right.
Let's keep going. Let's keep tracking. Let's keep tracking. It's got its
Be
young
cautious. If it's got young with it, or at least eggs, it's probably might be a little more.
Now, did I get a sense? Do I get a sense of almost awe from these saurians that they seemed pretty excited that we found this thing after reviewing the. They paid us to get it, but I almost got a sense of wonder about it. Maybe I was picking that up wrong.
It's to them who have fought the Sathar for generations. Coming up against a quick death and surviving is like the ultimate mark of a Saurian warrior. If a Saurian warrior has a scar that was caused in battle against the quick death, he's not getting that cosmetically repaired. He's going to proudly carry that scar for the end of his days.
Thorga, we'll talk about the book tour later. But
yeah, exactly.
Wait, the medic left at least one of these scars for me, I'm hoping.
Right. Well, he's just patching you guys up. This is not pretty work he's doing.
Oh, so I'm sure they could track us just as easily. Look at this guy. We got a leaker here. Okay. Let's see what we find.
Okay.
Yep. Let's keep going.
You find another clearing with a lot of clawed up trees. It looks like a secondary den of this creature. But you don't see any sign of it anywhere.
Any sign of digging, anything like that? Something.
Roll your INT.
Did all right.
Look too. As did I.
You do find signs of recent excavation.
Let's see if there's anything underneath. And
the minute you go to one knee and start to dig, this thing comes out of nowhere, because this time I did roll the 70% to remain unseen. And it just barrels into Steve, to Erwin Roberts.
Erwin, yeah.
Maybe
average roll 10, 20 for 30 points.
Oh, thank God I got the new skin suit. The other one's in the laundry. The other one's in the laundry.
The other one's in the garbage.
30?
30.
You know what? I'll take it over the poison. I did better this time. Man, I can't wait for the book tour.
Okay, now it is literally between the two of you.
Well, I will use my electro stunner pistol, because that seems a little more logical. 7. That's a hit.
Very good.
Oh.
What does it do? It does
4d10.
Okay. 11, 21, 28.
Good hit. And it not immune to electricity, so it's 28 full damage.
Oh, I like everything he just said.
Okay. Erwin.
You know, I was expecting to attack from the distance because I never learn. So I am gonna fire 3 gyrojet shots at it. You know, so I know at point blank.
I don't think the rockets are going to have room to accelerate.
Well,
so
I'm gonna. Okay.
Because it's like right on top of you.
Right. It's all I got with me. So.
You do have a sonic knife and a vibro. Actually, remember your weapon has a knife mount. You have a vibro blade as a.
We're gonna go with that. The sonic knife is a better.
You have a sonic knife on your belt, and the vibro knife is like a mount. It's
That's right, bayonet. I'm just gonna go in. That's what I have. I don't have
knife on the bayonet.
Yeah, I don't have time to pull the other one this
Gotcha.
round. So I'm just gonna slice and dice. And man, I carved my name right in the tree in person behind it.
Missed it. All right.
Steve Irwin, rest in peace.
Thorga's turn.
Well, I'm going to adjust my position, trying not to, shoot Irwin by mistake. And I will again use the electro stunner.
Wait. No, it's my turn to hit you, Thorga. I think.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
10, 21, 28, 29, 30. What is this with me rolling 30 points?
Oh,
so
okay.
You get 30 points, and you take 30 points.
Everybody takes 30 points.
So this thing is now it's like no quarter. He's fighting. This thing is fighting. It's not. There's no retreat for it at this point.
Yeah.
So it lashed out at one of you, lashed out at the other. It's going to keep fighting until both of you are dead, or it is.
Now, if I draw a weapon, is that going to take me an action, or is that
what weapon?
If I was going to pull my sonic knife,
it's the same to hit. It's still your melee weapon, but
is
sonic knife. No, I'll allow you. But you'll be dropping the carbine.
That's okay.
You drop the carbine. You can draw the sonic knife attack this round.
Yeah.
Thorga?
Well, I'm gonna shoot again.
Roll.
55. You said 63. 63 is to hit. So that's a hit. So let's roll the damage of the electro stunner. 2, 5, 11. Oh my god, 23.
Okay, sonic knife attack. He's looking pretty bad, guys.
Oh, I hit him. Sonic knife, I believe, is a 3d10 kind of.
Yes, it is. It's a pretty decent knife.
Well, it's somebody else's hand that didn't do 5. It would be a great knife. 5.
5. You rolled 3d10 and came up with a 5?
Is it a rubber knife?
No, it's just I'm a zoologist, man. I get nervous sometimes. I really.
Okay. Oh boy, we're going one more combat round at least for someone's dying at the end of this round. It's either one of the two of you or it.
It's probably me.
And it will hit. So you're both about equally screwed up, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's equally screwed up.
All 3 of us are equally screwed up.
And I'm in there with this high pitched.
All right, I'm rolling randomly. 1 to 5, it's going to be Irwin. 6 to 10, it's going to be Thorga. I roll an 8.
Yay me.
Oh, what do you got left?
14.
Oh my god. So 10. 20, 28.
That's 14. So that's all.
Okay, you're unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, Irwin.
Sonic knife, and that is 1 attack per round on this thing, correct?
Correct.
I rolled an 8.
More than 5.
12 points of damage.
How much do you have left?
25.
Oh, aren't you fancy? There's a lot of dice rolling going on.
I just hear things happen in the
It's a lot of
back.
Oh, wow, this is a
calculating.
really crappy roll. I do hit, but I really rolled like crap. So, hold on. 10.
I'm just picturing
20.
a Tasmanian devil-like thing going on, where all it is like,
He hits
All
you
it-
for 24 points of damage.
oh, okay,
That's before the skin suit, so it's only
12,
12.
13.
12 points.
Take it out.
I'm gonna try to attack it one more time with that sonic knife. This is it, man.
Go for it.
This makes for great TV. 29, I hit. Oh, that's more like it. 17 points of damage. And at this point, I'm going to start yelling into my open channel. Hopefully, I hear it. Rope.
Okay. It's down.
Yay.
Oh, brother.
And get the eggs for breakfast.
Now, of course, I don't have any sort of. I did not take any BioCort or anything with me off the boat up top there, so I think I'm going to. I'm going to look for that rope. We got to get Thorga out of here.
Okay. The air transport lifts Thorga out, gives him a stim dose, gives him 10 points. He's up. Is there anything you want to do before you come up on the rope?
I'm going to take a few photos of the corpse here, and we got to figure out how to get the. We have to. Well, it's been filmed, but
Well,
I
you
think
don't need. Yeah, the drones that you like make a hand gesture and the drones start filming it. I need you to roll your INT.
comfortably oblivious to all.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I want to scoop up the eggs. Hopefully, there's a couple of them that I saw there.
You do find 2 of them.
I'm gonna pocket them and just get out of here.
Okay. You get up there and you get out of there.
Now, I am going to mention to the pilot. I didn't catch his name on the way in, despite him bandaging us up several times. I really think we should come back here with a team, and we have at least a couple of nesting areas here. There may be more eggs, and we had the time to dig. We had the time to dig 2 holes, and there may be eggs all over the place down here.
All right. We'll definitely send a team.
And of course, I'm going to check in with Thorga.
Thorga's alive.
Did you find the mate? There's got to be a female out there.
Actually, the opinion is out. People think that there may just be one gender of quick death. That they just may get to a point in their lives where they spontaneously create little clones of themselves through eggs.
Oh, just like Dralocytes. I was hoping that.
No, Dralocytes need male spores and a Dralocyte in a female receptive state.
So
there are male and female Dralocytes, but they're usually neutral.
So they can't go half and half. I gotcha.
There are races that just spontaneously do that, and there are races that both of you get pregnant. I actually played a Sasisu years ago, and actually ended up pregnant and having children. So it was like my 2 moms.
Well, back up on the. I'm going to do a little head scratching on this whole club tail thing, and I might start at this point revisiting my plans as a zoologist, and
so the whole show is revamped from a special on the Fidelis Club tale to the Great Quick Death Hunt of Ventura.
And now we're heroes. We're like,
right. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up here. I think
Cool.
that we've had enough mayhem and carnage for one session. All right, this would have been better if more people had shown, but we managed. So, thanks for joining us, Jay. Hope you had a good time. Everyone out there, thanks for joining us. And, this is probably going to be our 1-year anniversary show. I'm not sure.
Yay.
So to everybody who's supported us and helped the channel grow, thank you. Consider supporting us on the Patreon, and you too might be guest starring on an episode, just like Jay here. Thanks, and happy holidays to everyone. We'll be taking probably a short break until the new year, where we'll be resuming. And I'll probably have one more solo video where I unveil a special surprise for the new year, sometime between Christmas and New Year's. All right, so thanks everyone. Stay safe. Happy holidays. Bye. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.